So I've been dating this chick for about 6 months now. Neither of us have ever been on a cruise. I offered to take her on a cruise to Cozumel in March. Like I said, I never been on one. I know she never been on one. So I just wanted to check some things out just to see what type of time she was on. And I felt like she was worth it. So she agreed. But then around the 1st of February, she said she couldn't go and asked me to change the date of the cruise specifically to February 9th. At that point, the March cruise was already paid for. So they charged me an extra $400 just to change the tickets. But I changed it like she said. And I know a lot of y'all probably saying, bro, what's wrong with you? You shouldn't be changing things for a woman. I really like this girl. So I said, I'll go ahead and change it. So we went a few weeks earlier. So February 9th comes around, we board the ship, and lo and behold, all 4 of her best friends just happen to be on the same ship. What a coinky dink, right? Now at this point, I'm like, oh, I'm replaying things in my mind. I see why you wanted me to change it in this $400, which I should have made her ass pay the $400. I'm a gentleman. I didn't make her pay the $400. So her 4 besties on the ship, I asked her, I was like, yo, did you know that all 4 of them was going to be here? And she goes and says something that she just finished a girls trip a week early in Atlanta and they were going to be on the boat. She said no, she had no idea. So I asked her, did she know that these 4 besties that she just finished the girls trip with earlier in Atlanta were going to be on the boat? And you already know what she said. No. Complete cap. I played it cool. I gave her the benefit of the doubt. Then I noticed as we were walking around the ship, she keeps seeing people she recognized from high school. Another red flag goes up. Long story short, it was all a setup. I got played. Not only were her besties on the boat, but her entire graduating class was there. So I'm looking like a sucker with a dunce hat on, just walking around there feeling like a complete butt ventriloquist, right? So what do? I'm going through my mind thinking, what should I do at this point? You feel me? So essentially this 4-day romantic trip that I planned with this honey dip, this cruise, turns into her girl trip / class reunion at a player's expense. Out of the 4 days, I might have seen her twice. And we were together. I felt like I was a third wheel this whole time, right? One night I went to the club and found her twerking with her friends. I was gonna bum rush her and hold her accountable, but I decided not to. I thought about what the homie JR said and I decided to keep it player. I let her rock out and paid her really no attention, and she gave up the Bunz after 6 months. And it was, and I know it's funny, obviously 6 months dating her, she didn't give up the Bunz to the cruise, but hey man, I like to take things slow as well. So I did get the Bunz and it was subpar. At least, hey, I got the Bunz on the cruise, man. It is what it is. So even though it was subpar, like, I decided to keep smashing. I decided to still keep dealing with her and things like that, even though I felt played, telling her she has to fix it when she gets back, and I've been making her fix it. You feel me? She's had to fix it. So I asked her, I was like, yo, what's going on? Tell me the truth. We back now. What's going on? Did you set this up? Did you plan this? And she's like, no, I didn't. I didn't plan nothing. I hollered at one of her besties one night because I know one of her besties was feeling a player. So I ended up clapping those cheeks too. She revealed the whole thing. She spilled the beans. But old girl swears it's all a coincidence, but hey, I got the bestie though. So I let her keep up with the whole charade and things like that, even though, is it a coincidence that they had on matching shirts? Is that a coincidence? Come on, man. So all in all, like I said, we got back. I play it cool. I just keep it cordial. And now she's on me more than ever. Even though I did that little, I was a sucker. I'm not gonna lie, I was a sucker. I paid for the trip just for her to be with her girlfriends, even though I finally smashed after 6 months. But now I'm having my way. She's cooking for a player. She's massaging a player's feet. She brings me lunch when I'm at work. And she's at my beck and call. But now she knows, like, I'm indifferent about the situation, and I just played my cards instead of losing it and just going off, which I understand is the natural reaction for a lot of guys, is to completely hold her accountable and go off. But no, I didn't do that. So I just kept it funky, and I think things have made a turn for the better. I'm not sure if I'm gonna marry her, but the situation is going. I got me a girl that's willing to do what I say. You know, she's submissive. She listens to me. We have awesome dates now. She pays for everything now. I really don't have to do too much. So at the end of the day, I wouldn't say it's a win-win, but it's just one of those stories where I felt like I got played, man. So I'm gonna just keep it like that. And it's just but be a lesson to the fellas that's out there listening, that they don't fall into the same thing and have the same issue with women, and that they vet her ahead of time. But like I said, everything was going well for 6 months. How was I supposed to know that she was gonna do that? It's all good. I'm in my 40s at this point. It's not a big deal. If she sticks around, cool. If she doesn't stick around, that's cool too. There's more fish in the sea. I'm not gonna get hung up over her. She has to prove herself to me at the end of the day. So I'm gonna keep it moving, man, and that's what's up. So I want to give a special shout out to Derek Wynn for this story. As you guys know, this is based on a true story, like you see in the title, story time. And unfortunately, fellas, this happens a lot with guys. Guys go on dates, or guys get into situations and women find out that this guy is maybe a little bit too into me. They can change things around. They can make decisions. And if you bend to her will, she'll just keep doing it. And in this case, she looked at it as, hey, my friends are going, I might as well get him to pay for it on his dime. And it all works out at the end of the day. As far as that went, it did work out for her. All was well. She went on the cruise. But the part that I find disturbing about this whole situation is the fact that it was a class reunion. It was very distasteful. She should have just brought it up. Why didn't she bring it up to him and said, hey, I have a class reunion. We should go during this time. Since you already paid, she could have offered to pay the difference, to $400. But women don't think like that. Women typically are selfish. In this situation, she was selfish. She was thinking about herself, not really him. But this is where communication comes in. I'm pretty sure he wouldn't have mind changing it if she would explain it and say, hey, my friends are going to be here. But that's definitely not the time for somebody to go, especially when you're trying to build. And what I mean by going on a trip, you're trying to spend time with this person. What sense does it make going on a trip and you're basically focusing on your friends? You can't really have a good time. That's why, fellas, you should never go on a group date where you meeting up with her friends, because she's going to be focused on that. Women really don't care. They don't look at it from our perspective. We're looking at it as we want to spend time with her. We want to be romantic with her. We want to have a good time. We don't want to be sharing. If you're in a relationship, that's different. But if this trip was specifically booked for you and her to have a romantic getaway to Cozumel, come on. And he said he only seen her a few times throughout this whole duration. That's definitely an issue. And I'm going to find a problem with that. Fellas, don't fall for that. If a woman's asking you to pay for stuff and to take care of her friends, if you're in a business, and to look out and all this other stuff, and she's not really doing anything for you, fellas, don't fall for that stuff. This woman looked at him as a lick she can get over on. She probably was bragging about it. But the fact that she actually spent more time with her friends, partying, going to the club, and leaving him in the room, there's definitely an issue right there. But at the end of the day, women know who they can get over on when it comes to this stuff, fellas. They know. And you need to be that guy that she's trying to take on a cruise, where she's like, what day is good for you? Things like that. That's who you need to be, fellas. So anyway, I appreciate Derek for sharing this. And to tell you, fellas, stop simping. You need to be able to vet a woman and know when she's trying to play you and things like that. And you make her fix it. Like I said, she has to earn you, fellas, not the other way around. She's making it seem like you want to spend time with me and things like that. You need to do this. Nah, we're not about to do that. Anyway, let me know what you guys think about this story. Comment below. And also feel free to share your stories as well if you like me to cover it. This is a learning lesson for you guys, and for the younger men and the older men as well, not to get into these things. So send them to me, man. IG, email them to me, whatever. Comment below. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hit up on Linktree to book a one-on-one with yours truly. Purchase all my books, merch, t-shirts. Helps to support the channel. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. With that being said, listen, it's your favorite everything. This is Wisdom. I'm out of here. Peace.
Yeah. 50 Cent. 50. Part 2. Bring it back. Yeah. Can't forget Tony. 50.